Motocross track days in Calgary. Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. Hopefully you had a wonderful start into the new year, and can you believe the calendar says 2025. Wow, where does time go? Anyways, motorbike season is still a few months away in this part of the world we live in. However, with the Calgary Motorcycle Show coming up the weekend of January 31st to February 2nd, this is just a little taste to get you perhaps a bit excited for that show. You plan to attend it? Well, you never know, maybe we see you there. I know with motocross we only have dirt bikes in this video, and perhaps that is not everybody's taste in bikes, but it's all I got motorcycle related, if I can say that word correctly, at this point in time. I will capture some footage from the bike show and eventually post it on here as well. In the first half of this video, it was actually a 2-day event in Calgary just off Blackfoot Trail, and that was the Saturday track you see here, and it's quite dusty. They tried to water it down every once in a while a little bit, and then the second half was on Sunday, I believe, and they had a little bit of rain overnight. Actually, I think it's a thunderstorm, if I remember correctly. It didn't make things real muddy, it just kept the dust down a lot more than what you see currently right here. Here we are off for another start. Let's look at that for a minute. Come around the corner and then over the jump. Look at the lead this guy already has, or gal, I don't know, but quite exciting, isn't it? Anyhow, got sidetracked here looking at this. Now where I was heading with this, the second half of the video, that's on the other track that's facing downtown Calgary, and at least in my opinion, it's an absolute awesome backdrop with the city of Calgary, the downtown part of the city of Calgary in the background, and then the bikes coming over the jumps and catching air and jumping right in front of the skyline with the city of Calgary. I think that's absolutely awesome. Thinking at the top of my head here, I can think of another track that offers a similar view, but perhaps there is, and if there is, please leave me a comment and let me know if there's perhaps another track with a city in the background, or maybe even a nice mountain skyline or ocean skyline or anything, whatever that is. So let me know in the comments. While I'm talking about downtown skylines, views, motorcycles, no, it's just, I don't know, maybe it's a crazy idea, but just something that comes to mind here, and I'm just thinking out loud. What do you think? Maybe we should have a small picture competition, meaning the nicest background with a motorcycle jumping in front, in this case here, the city of Calgary, the skyline, but that could be anything. However, it would have to be real. Now what I mean by real, it's not paste, cut, impose something together, but an actual real picture, unaltered, and not AI generated and all these gizmos we can play with these days. I know, I think it's a crazy idea. What do you think? Well, again, let me know, and maybe with enough interest I can come up with something on my patreon.com/KassDays account. Perhaps even have a small prize for a winning picture. I'm just spitballing here and thinking out loud. Again, let me know what you think about this, and maybe that's something to do here. But anyways, let's get back to the track here and look a bit at the track action. We are still on day one here, and as I said, there's junior league. There is, I think they had it in, you know what, I'm not 100% sure. I think it was in probably teens, and then of course the adult classes, but there is drivers of all ages here on this track, and some have much more experience than others, and some are still just learning. You can always see how they come around the corners, and here I'm a little careful. I think I can capture this a bit closer, but I just want to make sure somebody doesn't make the corner. I'm right in the path of their potential exit. You can see here, pretty dusty, definitely needed a shower in the evening after that was all done. Little discussion here, and off we are again. Ambulance on standby, just in case. We are in the lunch break here, so we're just wandering around. I think that was a KTM bike there. I'm not sure if you heard, but I guess KTM is a bit in dire straits as well. I would be ashamed to see that brand disappear. It's been around for as long as I remember. Here we see some concession stands. We needed something cold to drink, and I think they had beef brisket and stuff like that, I do believe. It was actually hot dogs, ice cream. I remember the ice cream, definitely. But anyways, let's get back here. That's the downtown Calgary, the city skyline from the second day now, from that part of the track. And as I said, isn't that absolutely stunning? And then you see the track in front, and you'll have some bikes that come over and catch air, and they're mid-air. So that's what I was thinking out loud here. Maybe I start with enough interest, and again, let me know in the comments. Start some kind of a small picture competition with the bike catching air, and we'll take it from there. So again, please let me know, and I could run this again, as I mentioned before, over my patreon.com/KassDays account. So all depending if there is interest in this or not. Now you can see here it's much less dusty than it was yesterday, because there was a little thunderstorm, I do believe, overnight. And look at that, I'm just getting sidetracked here, how these bikes come up and just nicely fly by. It's just I know, maybe it's just me, but I really like that. But anyways, sometimes I changed a bit around from different positions on the track. Sometimes I got a bit further away, and sometimes a little bit closer, depending where it was safe. So I wasn't in the flight path, so to speak, or if somebody should wipe out, I wasn't in their way either. You know, a little bit with dirt bikes. Personally, dirt bikes, or also called dual purpose bikes, you know, the ones, what can I think of here? BMWs, 1150, 1200 RSs, or even the 800 smaller ones, or there is, remember, I think it's still around, the Honda Transalp, or however that's pronounced in English. Kawasaki's the 650 KLR, which is a bike that's been around, hasn't changed very little in the last 25 years. But anyways, that's the style of bike I'm used to, and always had a soft spot for it, and pretty much bikes I drove my entire life. In fact, I guess a little bit on a personal note, I had a motorcycle license way before I had a car license, meaning, of course, I drove motorcycles even in the winter. Now, that wasn't in Canada and it was not Canadian winters, but still, it could get down to -5, -10, that's Celsius I'm talking about. Every once in a while you had a little bit of snow, so you had to be careful. And even if you didn't have snow, it was below freezing, you know, you could have some, well, a red spot, which is now an icy spot, to make sure you don't wipe out. Or the problem always on the train tracks or so, especially if they're in a corner or anything, and the metal is wet and you get on with your tire. I've seen a few people, they went, well, I wouldn't say straight, but they wiped out because their front wheel disappeared on them. And of course, driving in winter, I remember I had a body way back then, and experienced with spiked tires for winter driving on the roads. And then I think at one point, even with snow chains for the bike, and the result was kind of mixed. I guess if it would be just solid snow, that probably would work fairly well, but if you drive on the public roads with snow, then you have clear patches. It worked fine as long as you were in snow, but when you got to a clear patch onto the asphalt, that was a lot more trickier then. So I guess I can say the results was a mixed bag, I guess. And at the end of the day, I was like, you know what, you're better off with nothing on it, and you just adjust and be careful. But anyways, that goes back some time. It's just something, I'm not sure why it comes to mind, but it just comes to mind. You know, there are things you forget all about it, and then you see certain things, or you start talking about a certain item, and all of a sudden it's like your memory kicks in and you remember some stories. I guess you never forgot them, they're just kind of filed away, and there is the trigger word or anything that brings them to the forefront again. Anyways, as we keep watching a little bit more on here I'm just actually on the other side of the finish line, how they come over, and as you can see, at one point I got a little bit closer, and truly enjoyed this. You know, there's another thing, and I'm not sure if that is even such a thing in Canada, because I don't recall, but motocross or even street racing with sidecars, especially on motocross bikes with the sidecar attached, where you had the driver and then the passenger. And I don't know what was better, being the driver or the passenger, because driving the bike is much more challenging, I guess you get used to, with a sidecar. And if you're the passenger in the sidecar, you were pretty much the counterbalance weight, leaning out either over the sidecar, or depending which way the corner went, you leaned over the back half of the seat behind the driver on the other side, because you can't get a leaning angle with the sidecar, so you kind of toggle back and forth, and it's actually quite physically demanding doing that. But as I said, I can't think of ever seeing this here, so I guess if it does exist, well, let me know. But I guess it's definitely, I think that's fair to say, it's not really that widespread here. Look at this again, here we go again. Well, if you're still watching up to this point, I want to say thank you very much for watching our videos. I'll say it's not always just motorcycle related, as we have various different interests. I think one of the big ones coming up too is the 3-week up to northern Canada, not with a bike. It was too cold in September, and then into Alaska. See all the different adventures we encountered up there. I plan to release this, the first episode is probably going to be about 14 or 15, mixed in with some other ones. But like what I mean with other ones is, you know, down to Cody or Wyoming or Yellowstone or Sometimes I even tried my hand at making some bread or making my own tent spikes, and the list just goes on. But anyways, where I was heading with this, thank you very much for watching our videos. Ever any comments, questions, let me know. Oh, somebody just wiped out there a bit. And if you're a subscriber, well, thank you very much. If you're just a brand new and you just subscribe, well, a very, very warm welcome. And hopefully we manage to bring some entertainment and a break to the daily grind to you by watching our videos. So with that all being said, let's watch the rest of this. And again, thank you very much. Perhaps we see you around somewhere. Until then, I say ciao for now.